The village elders spoke of it in hushed tones. A mirror, hidden deep within the woods. It lay nestled in the heart of the forest, shrouded by ancient trees and whispered rumors. They said it was a fearsome thing. This mirror, it showed you not your reflection but your deepest fears, your darkest nightmares. Generations passed and the tale of the mirror became a chilling legend. Some dismissed it as a mere fable, a story to frighten children. But others, those who dared to venture into the woods, returned with fear etched on their faces. They had seen it, they claimed, the mirror that reflected their souls. Clara, a young woman with a thirst for the unknown, scoffed at the warnings. She was different. She wasn't afraid. Clara was drawn to the mysteries that lay hidden in the shadows. The whispers of the mirror intrigued her. Its power, both terrifying and alluring, beckoned her. One crisp autumn afternoon, Clara decided to find the mirror. She packed a simple bag with a compass, a flashlight and a water bottle. Ignoring the pleas of her grandmother, who knew the legend well, Clara set off into the woods. The sun was beginning to dip below the horizon, casting long shadows that danced ominously before her. The deeper Clara ventured into the forest, the denser the trees became. The air grew heavy with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. The sunlight struggled to penetrate the thick canopy above. Strange noises echoed around her. The rustling of leaves, the snapping of twigs, the distant hooting of an owl. Clara pressed on, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and exhilaration. The forest seemed to close in around her, its silence broken only by the sound of her own breathing. She consulted her compass, but it spun wildly, unable to find its bearings. Clara was lost. As darkness enveloped the forest, Clara stumbled upon a clearing. And there in the center stood the mirror. It was taller than her, with an ornate silver frame that gleamed faintly in the moonlight. The glass itself was dark, almost black, as if it were absorbing the surrounding light. Clara approached cautiously, her hand outstretched. She hesitated for a moment, then touched the cool, smooth surface of the glass. As she gazed into the mirror, her reflection rippled and distorted. Then, slowly, a new image began to form. It was her, but not as she was. This reflection was filled with fear. Section 5. Flight and Fear. Clara gasped and stumbled back, her heart pounding in her chest. The image in the mirror was her greatest fear. It was a vision of herself, alone and forgotten, her cries for help echoing unanswered in the vast emptiness. Panic surged through her. She turned to flee, but the forest seemed to press in around her, the trees reaching out with gnarled branches like skeletal arms. Clara stumbled and fell, her flashlight rolling away into the darkness. She scrambled to her feet, her breath coming in ragged gasps. She ran blindly through the trees, desperate to escape the clearing and the horrifying image in the mirror. Section 6. The Haunting Begins. Clara eventually found her way out of the forest, guided by the first light of dawn. She emerged from the woods, scratched, bruised, and utterly terrified. But the horror she had experienced in the clearing did not stay confined to the woods. It followed her home. The image from the mirror haunted her waking hours, a constant reminder of her deepest fear. She saw it in the reflection of windows, in the dark corners of her room, in the ripples of water. Sleep offered no escape. Nightmares plagued her, each one a variation of the vision she had seen in the mirror. Section 7. Trapped in Reflection. Clara became a prisoner in her own home, too afraid to venture outside, too afraid to be alone with her thoughts. She tried to tell others about the mirror, about the horrifying image it had shown her, but the words caught in her throat, choked by the fear that clawed at her insides. No one understood. They dismissed her experience as exhaustion, as an overactive imagination. But Clara knew the truth. The mirror was real, and it had shown her a part of herself she could never unsee. Section 8. The Mirror's Call. Deep in the woods, hidden in the heart of the forest, the mirror waits. It waits for the next curious soul, the next skeptic, the next adventurer who dares to seek it out. The mirror waits to reflect their deepest fears, to trap them in a prison of their own making. And it calls out silently into the night, a beacon to those brave enough or foolish enough to answer. Will you be the next to face the mirror?